Good evening, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. This is IMAX Sports with another football video, and today I'm talking about my NFC East predictions for the 2022 NFL season. Surprisingly enough, the NFC East, in my opinion, actually got worse from last year. Last year they weren't that bad. They had two teams in the playoffs, but this year I don't expect that to happen once again. But the NFC is all over the place, so I think that there's a possible chance they could still have two teams in the playoffs. It's still not as bad as 2020. So let's get right into it. First off, we have the Giants at 3-14. I don't expect any new additions, any new improvements to the Giants from the previous few seasons. I don't think that Daniel Jones is the solution for them. I think that Danny Dimes will have another underwhelming season. I have them losing to Tennessee, the Panthers, and the Cowboys the first 3 weeks of the season. I don't think the Panthers are going to be amazing, but I think that they'll be able to beat the Giants. I have them beating the Bears week 4 because I think that the Bears are going to be the worst team in the league, arguably, this year. Again, we still need to see what Justin Fields looks like, but I don't see him doing a whole lot, especially with the team around him. Their defense is getting worse every year, and their offense is not improving. And then week 5, they have the Packers, which shouldn't even be a game. Week 6, they have the Ravens. Week 7, they have the Jaguars, which will be close, but I think Jacksonville will take that one. I have them beating Seattle. Again, another team that they're just going downhill. Geno Smith is maybe the start. Geno Smith and Drew Lock are fighting for the starting position as the Seattle Seahawks quarterback, and I'm not sure which one's worse. Next is the Texans. I have them losing to the Texans, one of the Texans' only wins of the season. I have them losing to the Lions. I think the Lions are going to improve from last year. I think Jared Goff and Amon-Ra St. Brown are going to have a good season together. And I think that their defense might take a slight step up. That might be the Thanksgiving game. I'm not sure. That looks like it's around the right time of the season. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's too early in the season. Next is the Cowboys. That also could be Thanksgiving. One of those games is probably Thanksgiving. I have that also as a loss. I have them losing to the Cowboys twice. I have them beating Washington, or splitting with Washington. I have them losing twice to the Eagles as well, and then losing to the Vikings and the Colts. I think that their absolute ceiling is 6 wins. I can't see them getting any higher, and I can see them losing to Washington, the Bears, or the Seahawks easily. At 5-12, we have the Washington Commanders. I have the Commanders winning 5 games this season, which is 2 more than the Giants. I have them beating Jacksonville. I have them losing to the Lions, Eagles, Cowboys, and Titans. Again, I think the Lions are going to have an okay season. I don't think they'll make the playoffs, but I think they could have 7 or 8 wins. I have them beating the Bears once again. I might predict the Bears to have 0 wins just because I think it's better to pick them to just lose every game instead of picking them to get upsets. I have them losing to the Packers, Colts, and Vikings and Eagles, 4 losses in a row once again. They have a hard schedule. The NFC East has a hard schedule outside of their own division. They have the NFC North, which is a tough division for that division, and then they also have the AFC South, which is a pretty decent division as well. We got them beating the Texans and the Falcons. I think Atlanta is going to have a lot of struggles, so I think that that's a game that the Commanders might be able to steal. I have them splitting with the Giants and then losing the last 3 games of the season to the 49ers, the Browns, and the Cowboys. None of those teams in the last 3 weeks are phenomenal, but I think that all of them have the capacity to beat Washington on any given Sunday. In second place, I have the Eagles going 9-8. And although this was their record last year, I think that this is once again going to be their record this year. I have them the same thing as last year, beating every bad team and losing to every playoff team. But this year, I changed it up a little bit. I have them beating one playoff team, which is the Cowboys. So I have them beating the Lions. I have them losing to the Vikings, although I don't think the Vikings will be a playoff team. I think that the Vikings match up well. The Eagles don't have a great defense, so that's going to be an offensive shootout, and I would take Kirk Cousins over Jalen Hurts in an offensive shootout. Washington is week 3. I have a win for the Eagles there. I have them sweeping Washington and the Giants. I have them beating Jacksonville. I have them losing to Arizona, who I do still expect to make the playoffs, although I don't think it'll be a very impressive run. I think they'll probably go 10-7 or maybe 11-6. But I think that the Cardinals are going to win that game. I have them losing to the Cowboys, losing to the Steelers. Although the Steelers probably won't be a playoff team, they'll have a winning record because they always do. And I think that the Eagles might struggle against the Steelers' defense, especially if Mr. Trubisky has a good game. I have them beating the Texans and, again, sweeping Washington, and then 3 games in a row, a brutal 3 games against the Colts, Packers, and Titans. I think that they could win one of those games, but all 3 of those teams are really hard. All 3 of those teams are fighting to win their division, and all 3 of those teams honestly don't have terrible odds to win the Super Bowl. So I think that all of those would be tough teams for the Eagles to beat. And then I have them winning 4 of their last 5 games, 2 against the Giants, 1 against the Cowboys, 1 against the Bears, and I have them losing to the Saints. I think that the Eagles do have a very solid chance of winning the division, to be honest. I think that their schedule is considerably easier than the Cowboys. I think that they can beat the Vikings, I think they can beat the Steelers, and I think they can beat the Saints. And I think that they could probably beat one of those 3, maybe the Cardinals, giving them a maximum of maybe 13 and 4. I don't think they're going to go 13 and 4, but I can see them getting a ceiling of 13 and 4. I don't see them going much lower than 8 and 9. Last and certainly not least, we have the Dallas Cowboys at 10 and 7. Again, I think the Cowboys are going to decline from last year, especially because of their schedule. They have Tampa, they have the Bengals, they have the Rams, they have the Packers, they have the Colts, they have the Titans. That's 6 teams that could be fighting for Super Bowl contention. That being said, I think that with the loss of Amari Cooper, it's going to be extremely hard for the Cowboys to win any of those 6 games. And then I have them losing to the Eagles, which is their 7th loss of the season. Considering I don't think that they'll beat any of those teams, it'll be very tough for them to get 10 wins if they need to be that consistent against the bad ones. They need to beat the Giants, Washington, the Bears, the Lions, Eagles twice, Giants twice, the Vikings. They need to be very consistent in the games that they should win in order to win their division if the Eagles put on some decent pressure and split with them, or even win both games. So, the NFC East, once again, I think is one of the hardest divisions to win because none of the teams are exceptionally great this season. Cowboys fans are going to definitely roast me in the comments, so I welcome it with open arms. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoy the content, subscribe if you are new to the channel, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace.